I'm Paul Perkins with the check of your ag weather with a strong high-pressure ridge over the western U.S. Our forecast stays dry through the weekend. A warming trend continues as a warm front moves to the east. Highs are once again back at seasonal levels in the mid-50s to the mid-60s for tomorrow. The warmest day of the next week on Friday with highs in the 60s to the low 70s. The last hard freeze for a while is tonight with lows dipping into the low to mid-20s. The weekend is slightly cooler with widespread highs in the 60s as a weak cold front moves in with mild Pacific air and colder Arctic air stays locked to the north. A stronger cold front moves in with light rain chances for Sunday night through Monday. Highs behind the front are a little cooler in the upper 40s to the 50s for Monday and Tuesday. In the long-term forecast, Nebraska and Kansas temperatures start seasonal to slightly warmer than normal the early to mid part of next week. Chances increase for warmer than normal temperatures late next week through November 14th in Nebraska and Kansas. By the middle of November in central Nebraska, average daytime highs cool to the low 50s with average overnight lows in the mid to upper 20s. The early to middle of next week, Nebraska can expect slightly above normal precipitation, while Kansas has near normal precipitation. Above normal precipitation is indicated for Nebraska and Kansas late next week through November 14th. Key weather factors driving the markets include warming and cooling temperatures in the U.S., improved rain for Argentina and central Brazil, and more heavy rain in southern Brazil. Little or no precipitation falls the next 5 days across much of the U.S., with completely dry weather expected across the southern half of the U.S. A series of Pacific storms arrives in the northwest, delivering substantial precipitation from the Cascades westward and moderately heavy snow in the northern Rockies. Late in the week, patchy rain and snow spreads across the northern plains and Great Lakes. As the week progresses, milder temperatures return across much of the U.S., although chilly conditions linger in the north. Friday, the temperatures top out at 70 as far north as the central plains. Late in the weekend, temperatures should rise to 80 or higher from the southern plains into the southern Atlantic coast. The central and southern plains are mostly dry until the middle of next week when there's a better chance of widespread rain. For the Midwest, rain is possible this weekend and next week, followed by another shot of colder air. In Argentina, scattered rain continues through tomorrow, favoring the remaining filling winter wheat and developing corn, as well as producing better soil moisture for early soybean planting. There are colder temperatures with the rain in Argentina, which may produce some frost over southern areas the rest of this week. After a dry weekend, more rain should move through Argentina next week. Towards southern Brazil, several waves of heavy rain are creating problems with flooding for developing corn and soybeans, as well as damaging the remaining wheat. Southern Brazil is dry this weekend into early next week, but more rain moves through the middle to late part of next week. Central Brazil expects improving rain chances, which helps with their soybean planting and establishment in most areas, as well as keeping the temperatures from getting too hot. I'm Paul Perkins. That's a check of your ag weather.